Well, look, I'm quite excited now. Someone with the initials CL, who's an MP, and his second name's close. His first name's Cameron. His second name is Luxton. He is the ACT, I think, conservation or transport spokesperson. He joins us, for the first time on the platform now. Cameron, welcome to the program. How are you?
G'day, Sean. Yeah, nice to be with you.
All right. Now, you have proposed a members' bill. Well, you've actually picked up a members' bill, and these are the bills that are drawn out of a cake tin or something, or a biscuit tin on a Wednesday, and they sort of randomly come before the Parliament. You've picked one up that was a pre-existing ACT members' bill, right, on Easter trading?
Yeah, that's right. So I picked up former ACT MP, Chris Bailey, who's a small business owner, and he runs a hospitality venue in Nelson. And he's been, he actually had this bill drawn in 2022. And the bill is, well, what we've got in New Zealand is, as many people experience some overbearing regulation and difficult things to understand and get your head around. And this is one in particular that affects retail and hospitality. And that is the complications around opening and selling alcohol over the Easter period. Yeah. And it's a big problem. I mean, staff are unhappy because they're having to lecture free New Zealand adults on what they can and can't do, as in what they can eat, what they must eat.
So you can open, but you can't sell alcohol?
Well, that's on a Sunday. I mean, I've talked to some hospitality businesses around Tauranga who say, we've got liquor license for a Sunday, but it's so complicated and it makes everyone unhappy, trying to follow all these rules, that it's easier just not to open, and which is isn't really what we want. We want New Zealanders enjoying their Easter break in whatever way they see fit. And if someone wants to go with their family that's visiting from out of town down to their local gastro and enjoy a bowl of chips rather than a salad with their drink and stay for 2.5 hours instead of 1 hour, then they should be free to do so. So that's what this bill was hoping to address. And when hopefully when it is drawn from the ballot, we're going to have a better chance of passing it.
But it's not even drawn from the ballot yet, right? It's still just in the cookie jar.
Yeah, I think the biscuit tin, Sean. I think it's a marvellous New Zealand. What would you call it? A relic of an institution. So the biscuit tin, private members bill. I mean, the government can adopt it if it had enough popular support.
Here's my other question, Cameron. If this is worth you making a stand on, why wasn't it in the coalition agreement?
Look, ACT went. I think we did extremely well. David and our team did extremely well in our negotiation agreement, and there's plenty in there. But we can't. We have to be wary.
So in other words, it's not actually important enough to have been in the coalition agreement.
Well, you could say that. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs entirely. I wasn't in the room for those negotiations who placed high enough importance, but we have got plenty of things through. But I mean, this is something that a private member can do. And that is why I'm very happy to be accepting and taking on Chris Bailey's private members bill to try and champion it in this Parliament.
Yeah. You have got a bunch of people who don't like it and a bunch of people who are traditional ACT supporters. And I'm looking at Bob McCroskey from Family First. Boy, he's come out, and that's because he's a Christian, I guess, and says he doesn't like this at all. So you could expect if it did get drawn, there to be quite a campaign against it.
Well, I mean, Family First, they're more than welcome to lobby against it.
You'd have the unions against you, I imagine, Cameron?
I wouldn't imagine why. This is expanding employee rights. You can say it expands the rights of an employee to say, I don't want to work on Sunday to I don't want to work on the Sunday or the Friday. So what we have right now is we've got Easter Friday, Easter Sunday and Easter Monday. Easter Friday and Easter Monday are both stat holidays and would remain so. Easter Sunday has got some complications around outlets and retail being able to open, but we're saying that this bill would say on Sunday you can open without these restrictions, and on Friday it improves the employee's rights to say I can refuse to work on Friday just as they currently can say on a Sunday. So if anything, you'd think a fair-minded union would say this is improving employees' rights, so we'll support it. And, you say these are people that might be against it. We've also got people coming out and support. Retail NZ have supported in the past, and so has Hospitality New Zealand. So I'm hoping they're going to be on board again. And I noticed that Retail NZ put out a pretty good press release saying that they are standing in support of this. So I think you're right. There's always two sides to an argument, but
not
I think our
important
side can
enough
have the
to have
stronger
been
argument.
included in the coalition discussions, right?
Well, again, you say that, but this is something that...
Well, I don't say
can't
it. It's a
was or
fact,
wasn't.
Cameron. It's not in the coalition agreement, and as far as we know, it wasn't even discussed in the coalition discussions.
Yeah, and as I've said, I wasn't in there, so I can't tell you if they were or not. But this is something that I'm looking forward to championing because this is something that's important to retail businesses and hospitality businesses.
All right. Cameron, what's it like being in Parliament here, and are you enjoying it so far?
Well, I appreciate the question, Sean. I mean, I'm a builder by trade. This Parliament office corporate world isn't something that I was quite used to, being a dairy farmer and a builder, but it's something that I'm really enjoying. It's a good chance to meet loads of people who perhaps you wouldn't meet if you were on a building site, and getting to advocate on behalf of people is something that I'm really enjoying so far.
Right.
So,
are you finding your mental health under strain yet? Because we've heard a lot this week about just how mentally taxing it is being a member of Parliament.
Yeah, no, I can't say that my mental health has been suffering. I can see that there's a lot of negative comments that come in, and I can imagine that wears one down over time. But if you've got a strong belief in yourself and why you're there and what you and your family can do to contribute to our country, like I believe I do, then I feel like that'll give me some immunity to.
Okay. Do you think that,
issues.
from what you've seen, do you think that women and women of colour get a harder time at Parliament than you might as a white bloke?